You are a passion fruit, raspberry cake, and yes, there is actually breaking news today, friends. Mt. Gox, the creditors of Mt. Gox, who have 140,000 Bitcoin to be given to all the Mt. Gox victims, they are starting to give out the Bitcoin. Yes, it's actually true. They are starting right now. Now, don't jump around and get all panicky and nervous. This is just the Japanese yen denominated payments so far into PayPal, but I'm giving you an idea that these things are starting. So I'm bringing you this special news, friends. Let's read this together. Obviously, my post, breaking news. Mt. Gox people are reportedly starting to receive their Bitcoin payments already. So we have this news article here. There are people on Reddit who are already reporting that they've started to receive payments. Multiple people. Now, look at these people. In a Reddit thread, several users who appeared to be creditors said they received their payments from PayPal today. I just got paid, one user said, attaching a screenshot. Another person, I just got my initial payment via PayPal. I was sure it was a phishing attempt on my email, but nope, it's actually legit money in the Japanese yen. Another user from Telegram, titled Mt. Gox Creditors, confirmed with the block that they have received their Japanese yen denominated payments. Now, this is fascinating. Why? I'm not here to take credit for anything. All I care about is our friendship. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, all. But I did say a year ago, when they delayed the Mt. Gox payment again, it was meant to be last year, October. When they delayed it again, I speculated that when Bitcoin was in the clear and no one's looking, and there's the Bitcoin halvening gear and all these things are like pushing the dopamine through our veins and our heads, they would release it because it would make it very tough for you to be bearish there because you know that the cycle's playing, but also they're here to dump. And I also guessed that the price that they would want to dump is when Bitcoin crossed 40K. I mean, it's just, what a fluke. What a fluke guess that was. Here it was, friends. Bitcoin crosses 40K, $40,000, and in this month, Mt. Gox say, let's start handing them out. Okay, now it doesn't take a genius to figure it out, friends. I just got a little peanut brain because it's very clear they wanted enough liquidity. So, friends, here's the thing. Okay, I was in the camp that the Mt. Gox payments was priced in. I was. There's a problem though. It's a lot, man. It's literally like 140,000 Bitcoin, right? I don't know the roughly around it. Like that's a lot, friends. At today's prices, that's 6.1 billion. Now, here's the thing. If you go listen to other mainstream influencers, they'll say one, it's priced in, and then they'll say two, the volume can handle it. But no, that's a load of BS, friends. The volume that they're talking about is the perpetual futures volume. The people who receive this Bitcoin, they're just going to market sell. They don't care. And of course, there's going to be this copium narrative going, no, they waited this whole time. They'll just wait a little bit longer. I don't think so. It's just another thing just to think about what's going on in crypto when people receive these payments. It's just a big supply shock coming on. Now, I hope that the damage is only like 10%, right? Maybe Bitcoin 42K goes down to 38, but you never really know. It's just to show you these signs that the supply really does matter. There are these things lurking in the background. I want you to know as well. Remember my saying. What did I tell you? The bull market ends when you run out of buyers. Okay, but the bear market ends when you run out of sellers. So we are technically, Bitcoin is still below the all-time high. We are technically, yes, still in what you might consider a bear market. Now, of course, friends, technically, yes, also technically it could be a bull, but you're looking for that crypto market-wide euphoria. And that's not here yet. You need to run out of all the sellers, which means we've got to get rid of the government, the Mt. Gox, all those stolen Bitcoin, the Bitfinex hackers. We have to have clarity of where the Bitcoin are going to go. Are they going to be auto dumped? Okay, because trust me, everyone's got dollar signs, friends. All these people, they can't wait to get out. Yes, they all say $1 million, but they're just saying that to make sure they have liquidity to exit. Also, breaking news, friends. Richard Hart has released a 90-minute video, and I uploaded it on my channel. Hopefully, you've seen it by now. It's going down here. I mean, it's very, very hot. Literally full 1.5 hours. Basically goes through a lot of macro, talking points, securities. If you've been reading his tweets, there really isn't anything new, but it's different. It hits differently when there's a person's face attached to all of these. So I guess it is nice. It really is a gift for the rest of everybody still holding. And look, I'll be honest, just completely unbiased, right? This dude sounds really confident. Really confident. Okay, he sounds like he's got this in the bag, like big time. And friends, you know me. I am very honest. I literally made posts where I went through every single thing Richard got wrong. And I was like, people were like, no. Like, friends, I'm that dude. Okay, I don't care. I'm here. I know it's a game. I know the cycle's up and down, and I'm just being truthfully honest. But the vibe I got was not. I've got to avoid some things, whatever. Like he goes hard, friends. He calls out Gary Gensler. That to me doesn't sound like a dude who's on the defense. This to me sounds like a dude who's done his research and he's daring Gary Gensler, the semen demon, to put down that bottle of semen for just 5 seconds and step into the ring. He's daring him, okay? Like, I've got a clip here for you. Shout out to Mix the Hexologist who clipped this as well.
Gary Gensler likes to go on
Listen to
television.
this. Let's start again.
Gary Gensler likes to go on television speaking outside of his capacity of the SEC. He'll go in interviews with people and say that he's not speaking on behalf of the SEC. Well, buddy, that means you're speaking on behalf of yourself, which means it's actionable. Okay, you are speaking on behalf of yourself, and you are moving markets, and you are manipulating markets. You, Gary Gensler, are manipulating markets outside of your authority at the SEC, which means you are personally responsible. You hear me hedging the heck out of my language because I don't want to catch a case. You're on record teaching at MIT saying that 75% of tokens are not securities, and then you get a job. You got your round trip. You got your revolving door. You got your 16 years at Goldman Sachs, but now you get to regulate Goldman Sachs. You get to defend all your friends that you make all your money with. It's with all your friends that you're helping out by screwing the competitors, right? I would love to see Gary Gensler catch a charge for his manipulating markets with his speech outside of his capacity at the SEC. I would love to see him catch a charge for violating his oath. I'd love to see people suing him directly.
Yeah, man, that's pretty rough, friends. Like, I'm telling you, like, even if you think he's the biggest Ponzi scammer of all time, you got to admit, he can take all these balls of information floating out there, and he can grab the right sentences, and they're just so sharp. You know, friends, this is the funny part. I thought he was a scammer at the start. I literally thought full-on scammer. And the reason was this, and no one had ever spoken about this. I go, the reason I thought he was a full-on scammer, this is like top hat stuff, right? I said, he just speaks too sharp. He doesn't miss a beat. Nothing. Doesn't stutter. Every sentence is perfectly coherent. It's logically structured. It's almost like he's reading off a script. And that's why I spent hours and hours. I'm like, dude, there's got to be something here. I don't know if you've seen him, friends. There's been times you can tell he hasn't slept in like 30 hours. And he's like, literally, his body's about to give up. He does not stutter. Still, everything is still crystal clear, logical form and everything. I was like, man, this guy's just a freak. He's a freak in nature. I guess like listening to Elon, friends. Like if Elon got like super fried, if you saw Elon at like a trance festival and he's like shirt off and going nuts, he'll still be able to do like this 8-dimensional mathematics in his head and just speak to you off the cuff. Like these people just built different. They're literally built different, friends. That's why when we see like someone like Mr. Wescott Crypto in the community, shout out to Mr. Wescott, he just admits, he goes, dude, guys, he goes, it ain't that complicated. The dude knows what he's doing. Yes, you might call me stupid for missing out on all your trashy meme coins, but I don't care. Okay, I ain't missing this one. Like good luck to that. You know what I mean? This is the type of attitude, really, friends, you need. Like that's why sometimes life throws you an underarm ball, and people are like questioning, oh, you know, is it really an underarm ball? I've got a bat here. Are there people who are going to catch the ball? You don't need to ask this many questions. You just need time. That's it. That's why I tell you all the time, watch the calendar, not the charts. Hopefully, I'm correct about the market pricing Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX more in the DeFi category, right? Which means that hopefully Ethereum, if ETH BTC moves up, we are spiritually and financially linked to Ethereum. I guess we'll see how the Bitcoin halving year goes, right? Just a friendly reminder as well. Hex pumped in the Bitcoin halving year. Hex was birthed around Bitcoin halving year, just right before it. Also, all the DeFi coins, you know, Synthetics, Aave, they all really like popped out of nowhere in the DeFi halving year. And the Bitcoin halving year. Okay, so it's the Bitcoin halving year. So that 2020 year, it's fascinating because here's the thing. The fact that there was cycle 1 coins back then, and now they're cycle 2, you see how there's so much uncertainty, friends? I was like, see, people ask me, like they say, my friend saw me please, one, keep your back straight. I go, of course, it's always straight. They go, two, they say, what if it's not a DeFi coin? What if DeFi doesn't pump in 2024 next year? What if? And I want you to know something. This is good. The fact that people are questioning and they are asking and they are doubtful and that there's fear and there's disbelief, all of these, uncertainty, that means there's a really good chance that it's going to happen. Because I know people say, well, you've only got one data point. But that's what cycle 2 coins are, friends. That's what cycle 2 narratives are. It went super euphoric in the first cycle, but this is the advantage you get, okay? So sure, you don't get your 300x. You don't get to buy synthetics and Chainlink and make like a 300x. You're buying them in the cycle 2 narrative. However, you can be, with a high probability, pretty certain that they're going to resurrect again. Now, of course, you don't get your 300x. Maybe you only get a 30x from the low. Hopefully, maybe 20x. That's why your friend here has told you so many times, don't think of your portfolio in terms of dollars. Think of it in terms of time needed to earn that money. This is how I've been thinking about it from day one. So for example, if you earn $50,000 a year, all right, $50,000, and you have 25,000 in crypto, that 25,000, you should think, okay, I have 6 months invested, 6 months of my income invested. So if you made a 20x, forget the dollar amount, friends, you will make 10 years of income. That's the mindset to have, not this imaginary round number of like, oh, am I going to make 1 million or 2 million? That's how people get trapped. Okay. And that's how you truly get to increase your survivability in this game. Because what's everybody trying to do, friends? What everyone in crypto is trying to do, most people, they say, hey, I've got 1 week's wage. I've got like $800, okay, disposable income. Give me like a coin that I can make 100x on. That's what people are doing most of the time. And you're much better off going with like, drop your rewards on the upside and try to increase your probability while there's still uncertainty here. Here's the thing. If people give me the crown emoji and crown me king at the end of this, I'll be telling it to your face, this ain't working next cycle. Okay, in the next cycle. That's because it's going to be now cycle 3 narrative chances, and you're going to be cursed. So while there's uncertainty, while people have doubts in this, I give it a double thumbs up. Okay, and of course, I'm going to pump a bit of friendship music here for everybody as well. I am wearing the cow hat, friends, the bull hat, the Highland bull hat. So at the end of the day, you've seen a lot of things now. You've got Mt. Gox Bitcoin coupled with a DeFi sector, perhaps returning again. Richard Hart saying, hey, you guys are really corrupt. You can forge these together. Okay, so what's the Bitcoin thing really mean? In a nutshell, that's a lot of Bitcoin, man. So perhaps everything I say about next year comes true. What's my predictions? Well, predictions, prophecies, whatever they are, friends. Don't get too hung up on these, but I really think next year, Ethereum, the ETH-BTC ratio, the Bitcoin dominance really tests Bitcoiners and they go into a state of shock because Bitcoin stays sluggish. I think we have more old seasons. I think we have more rotations that no one's expecting. I think as well, pump and dump groups become more vicious in terms of, look, I'm feeling in my mind, I hate to say it, but I'm feeling, friends, throw your fundamentals out. You go to Twitter and you just see who are the big scammers tweeting about. And you can't fade them. You can't. I think it's going to get to that point. I think the bull market, the trend is going to get so aggressive where people who do low IQ, peanut brain stuff like that, they go, you know what? These 3 scammers, they're scammers and they're tweeting about this stuff. We got to get in. All right, that's the attitude you got to have. You saw how Solana, as soon as it popped up, friends, this is the funny part. Go back and watch my videos early in the year. I said there's 50 coins with chains out there. We don't know which one's going to pop. So instead of allocating to one and guessing, wait for something to move and catch a narrative and then deploy in as projects. Here's the thing. Even we were caught off guard with that, with Solana. You know why? Because with Solana, they went from Sol to dog shit. No one even cared. No one cared about the DeFi and the Jupiters. They didn't even have coins yet. They're just free products. So it's getting tough, man. It really is getting tough. So it's hard for me to say, okay, the winning strategy is wait for the layer 1 chain to pop up, whichever pops, and then just go buy every new minted dog coin with like $50 each. Because friends, look, we've seen dog with a hat and some of these other coins, they literally did 10,000x. So it's tough to think about this world. But before you even like worry about this, remember the people participating in this, they're people who don't have any conviction what they're holding right now. Sure, they're taking stabs at stuff that might move that much. But if you're in core coins that you believe, hey, you know, you have 6 months of income invested and it might give you 20x, that's 10 years in your pocket if you get that treasure at the end of the rainbow. Okay, so it's a fine line we're balancing. But unfortunately, what I'm seeing, friends, look, if the trap of all trap is coming, it's going to have to seduce us all. It really does. It has to seduce us with very strong Bitcoin, maybe a Bitcoin that doesn't even come back to 30K. Okay, maybe everyone's waiting for 30K. Maybe it just stops at 35 and maybe it just builds all of 2025. Okay, maybe that's what happens. That's why you got to be prepared for this. I'm not here to come. It's not about being right, friends. I'll tell you so many times that you're a butterscotch biscuit with straight posture. You don't drink room temperature water. Very, very cold. I don't care about being right. I care about us making money. Who cares about, I can go back and do it. It doesn't really matter. So if Bitcoin continues on its path up, just be ready for all those. But you're going to know, man, the money's in the altcoins. And the money's in the Bitcoin altcoins. You're getting to see that it reeks of desperation everywhere, which is what we want. That's actually what we want. It means more people are sloppy. And guess what? The more people that do this, I'm telling you right now, it's just like a flock of locusts. Yes, they're on Solana now. Then they go to another coin. There's mercenaries everywhere. There are people out there, friends. Someone's going to watch my video and just going to hear me talk about the low liquidity in Hex and PulseChain. I go, the liquidity in Hex and PulseChain, PulseX is so low and the meme coins are so thin. Anybody can come in, smack them up and start a narrative and make a lot of money. The fact people are just going to hear me say that over and over again, and they know the community is watching. So, but this is what you want. I know it's very hard to say that. You're making a deal with the devil at this point. You go, hey, we are gatekept. We want eyeballs on it. But you got to think about it. Who are the risk takers who are just going to come in first? It's the people who think, okay, I might be able to pump and dump this and do this. You saw this with Alex, the anus ointment whale. He bought 400 million EHEX, dumped it on everyone for like a 2x, while telling everyone it's going another 100x higher. So you got to see this, but it's still net value add for the ecosystem. However, you're watching me, at least I always have, like Mother Goose, got the feathers out, like leave my baby or cult members alone, right? Because we know this is going to come, but that's why I've told you, friends. You can't abstain from gambling. Just keep 90% core, keep your lottery on the side. And guess what? You might not, when I'm in lottery, you don't have to be in the coins now. You might have like this, you might have just 100 million Pulse. That's your whole portfolio. All you got to do is move 10 million Pulse into another MetaMask hot wallet outside of your cold and leave that there. So you might have 10 million Pulse somewhere and you go, okay, well, if a coin appears that I want to, let's say you want to punt on like Teddy Bear or P-Die or whatever it is, or any other meme coins. Maybe you want to buy the Hex Orange, just the orange coin. Maybe you want to buy Rob, you know what I mean? Any of these coins. You could throw in like 500,000 Pulse. That's how you deploy. You always leave your stack in Pulse. That's just an example, right? People do this with Ethereum. You can do this with Arbitrum. You can do this with Solana. It's just that the permutations and combinations of managing all these gets pretty extreme. Okay, so don't get too hung up on all these, but that's the mindset I want you to have when we're doing this. Of course, the people who don't get it, well, suck it, because they're coming in too late anyway, and they're just going to end up buying the top of something else. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, all. Don't forget, loves you, tell mum and dad. Breaking news. Catch you soon.